Hello students, today we are going to start the fourth chapter of class 12. So before starting or commencing this wonderful podcast series, let me start today everything on a very positive note. Let me utter some lines for you. For every element under the sun, there is either a remedy or there be none. If there be one, try to find it. If there be none, never mind it. Make it a rule of life. Never you cross a bridge until you have come to it, and never worry what you imagine will happen. So, without bothering about your future, concentrate on the present, on the process, and in times to come, you will fly the taste of life with flying colors. Now, let us continue with our chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variation. So, before embarking on this pleasant and wonderful journey, let us acquaint ourselves with three important terms. What are they? Heredity, inheritance, and variation. What is heredity? So, heritage is the biological process by which characters are transferred from parents to offspring. Then the question arises, what is inheritance? Inheritance refers to those traits or characters that are received by the offsprings from the parents. The third one is variation. What is variation? It is the observable or noticeable differences between two different plants of the same species. So, heredity, inheritance, and variation. These are integral and indispensable part of genetics, and these help in survival, adaptation, and evolution of life on this particular planet which we call Earth. Now let us turn our gaze towards one of the greatest botanist who visited our planet. His name is Gregory Johann Mendel. He arrived on this particular planet in 1822 and he lived a very fruitful life of 62 years, and after spending his life in a very fruitful manner, he passed away in 1884. So he lived on this particular planet for almost 62 years. He was an Austrian, you can say priest, and also a botanist. And he conducted several experiments on garden pea. The botanical name is Pisum sativum. And he conducted his experiments from 1856 to 1603. That is a span of 7 years. And he observed and noticed that certain characters of the plant, the flower color, the pod shape, the seed shape, etc., they were transferred from parents to offsprings. And on the basis of his observations, he formulated at first the law of dominance, then law of segregation, which is also known as purity of gametes. And the third one is law of independent assortment. As a matter of fact, Mendel studied 7 characters and 14 traits related to flower, stem, pod, and seed space. Now let us study about them or explain about them one by one. First one, it's the stem height. The dominant one is tall stem, and the dwarf one is the recessive trait. Then we have the flower. In terms of position, the axial one is the dominant one, and the terminal one is the recessive one. While in terms of color, the violet one is the dominant one and white one is the recessive one. In terms of pod, the color uh, green, that's the dominant one, and yellow is the recessive one. While in terms of seed, the opposite happens, the reverse happens. Yellow is the dominant color and green is the recessive one. In terms of shape, uh, in terms of shape in you can say pod, we have inflated as well as constricted ones. So the inflated ones is dominant while the constricted ones is recessive. In terms of seed shape, here we have two terms. What are they? It's round and wrinkled. Round, dominant, wrinkled, recessive. Now let us know why Mendel chose pea plants or Pisum sativum for his experiments. He did so because of the following reasons. What were they? Pea plants had distinguishable, observable characters, such as stems were dwarf and tall, pod color yellow, green. So because of these traits, he chose pea plants. Then we have the short lifespan of pea plants, because of which it produces a large number of seeds. Third one, self-pollinating natural traits and easily artificial cross-pollination. Fourth one was pure breeding. Traits were observable by Mendel, which led him to find accurate results. True breeding means tall, successive generation, short, successive generation until we cross them or merge them. Now, Mendel had also given some terms. So, in terms of terminology, let us discuss them. These terms are still relevant today. First, it is trait, which is a special character, such as tall, dwarf, white, violet in terms of flower color. Then we have factor. Mendel termed it as factor. Now it is known as gene. So it is the unit of inheritance. Then we have alleles. Alleles means alternative forms of a gene. Capital T, small t. Capital T for tall plants and small t for dwarf plants. Now let us know about the dominant trait and recessive trait. The dominant trait is such which expresses itself, and the recessive one is hidden, it doesn't express itself in a heterozygous condition. Suppose that we take the genotype capital T, small t. In this case, only tall plants are observed. The short or dwarf plants are not observed. So, the tall plants express itself while the dwarf plants doesn't express itself. Now, homozygous and heterozygous.